I always tell everybody I don't go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if he get out of line, he's gonna be the next one down.
I always tell everybody I don't go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if he get out of line, he's going to be the next one down. For Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 48 world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts, a southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup. It's going to be a great fight. The reason I have so much confidence because I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Alvarez a lot of his opponents. Terence Crawford explodes at Canelo during a heated press conference. He makes it clear that he always intends to win strictly inside the ring, but warns that if Canelo steps out of line or shows disrespect, then things could turn personal. Crawford's fiery words display his intensity and determination, showing that he is ready for the fight both mentally and physically, leaving no doubt about his confidence. You see you talking to let you keep talking. You're doing all that talking. That's how you doing all that talking. I come back and you talking too much. You want some attention. Some icon right here. This going to be legendary, right? Female ass ting in. This a legendary old school fight. Get that some attention. Put the camera on him cause that's what he doing. Showing out like a female. Let him finish, Bud. Go ahead. Go ahead, EJ. Yeah. All right. Greg Hackett has been vocal about Terence Crawford's ability to overcome Canelo Alvarez, a belief that stems from Crawford's fearless nature inside and outside the ring. According to Hackett, Crawford does not approach fights with hesitation or intimidation, which makes him stand out in a division where many opponents hesitate when stepping in against a dominant figure like Canelo. Hackett stresses that Crawford's self-belief is not arrogance, but a product of years of discipline, victories, and adaptability. Confidence, he says, is a fighter's strongest weapon, and Crawford carries it into every contest. Facing Canelo, who is considered one of the sport's pound-for-pound best, requires mental resilience, and Hackett is convinced that Crawford possesses that in abundance. Hackett views this fight not as an uphill battle for Crawford, but as another opportunity for him to show that he thrives under pressure. Canelo. Yeah, they taking Crawford. You got people that was taking Crawford, they taking Canelo. Yeah. What do you make of it? It should be that way because we talking about a great fight here. We talking about two great athletes. So when it's like this, it's better for the betting. All the people that like to bet, it's better for them, cause nobody know where the money going to land. The reason I have so much confidence in this fight, thinking that it's going to be a great fight. The reason I have so much confidence cause I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Alvarez. A lot of his opponents in the past were nervous, scared from the beginning. I don't think Bud feel that way at all. I think we going to get a good rumble on our hands. You know what I mean? It's just going to come down to the big question for Bud is can he take the shot? You know what I'm saying? The question I think for Canelo is does he get old? I say that for a reason. It's he got a lot of fights, bro. He got I think he going on almost 70 fights. You know what I'm saying? Or he a little bit under 70. That's a lot of fights for current time. You know what I'm saying? And Bud got a lot of gas still left, but he's older as well. A lot of people would like to give him for not being able to take a shot or not. Not that he didn't take the shot, but getting buzzed with some shots at lower weight classes. So, it's like, how can he handle himself at 168 pounds, but you have to understand the physical to understand how, I'm not about to get into all of that, but I do understand he will be a lot more sturdy at 68. If you smart, you seen it at 47 versus Earl Spence. Adam Smith, a highly respected voice in boxing commentary, describes the potential bout between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez as a monumental step up for Crawford, but one that is winnable. Smith points out that Crawford has one of the highest boxing IQs in the sport, able to adapt quickly to the rhythm of his opponent and exploit weaknesses with precision. His speed is another critical asset, as Canelo's defensive style sometimes leaves openings that a quick and intelligent fighter like Crawford could exploit. Smith believes the matchup would ultimately be decided on points, with Crawford's ability to outthink and outmaneuver Canelo across 12 rounds becoming the deciding factor. He praises the fight as potentially one of the most thrilling contests of recent years, with both men pushing each other to their physical and mental limits. For Smith, the possibility of Crawford winning on points is not far-fetched, but a reflection of how boxing rewards skill, strategy, and intelligence. September the 13th, it's Builder's fight of the century. I do feel as though this one, for such an unbelievably good fight, the prospect of it has gone under the radar a bit. We've spoken more about fights that are not even remember you bang bang how much you spoke about. Oh, I love that fight. But compared to these two guys, that's in Britain. That's prime time here. It's the football casuals. I think the problem with this fight is it is just a fabulous boxing matchup, and one with all sorts of curiosity between two superstars. The Ring magazines dedicated the entire magazine, but this is boxing. It's hardcore boxing. I think Canelo is known. I think Canelo, obviously the Mexican machismo that holds all the super middleweight titles, nearly 70-odd fights. He's been phenomenal. I think he's 35 now. But for Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts, a southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup, the two of them, because you've got the big guy, the strong super middleweight, really cultured, wonderful fighter in Canelo, but is he just slightly, ever so slightly fine margins past his peak? And you've got Crawford, who needs this fight as his coming out party, the big news. It's on Netflix, so he'll get the attention. Can Crawford do it? It's a huge step again in weights, but I think he's got the speed, and I think he's got the know-how. We'll talk about it more next week to cause problems for Canelo, and I think that he could win it on points. Ade Oladipo offers a more critical perspective on the fight, arguing that while it has drawn immense attention, it lacks the unique intrigue seen in other recent high-profile matchups such as Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. According to Oladipo, Crawford versus Canelo does not carry the same balance of competitiveness and suspense, partly because of the natural weight difference and the expectations that lean heavily in Canelo's favor. While Usyk versus Dubois brought in a clash of contrasting styles and genuine unpredictability, Crawford vs. Canelo seems less balanced to him. He feels that the excitement is manufactured more by promotion than by the actual dynamics of the fight. And it's been billed as the biggest fight of the century. Some are saying the biggest fight of all time. Let's calm down, people. Let's breathe a little bit. It's a big fight. But it doesn't quite feel like those things. It doesn't feel like the biggest fight of the century. Like this doesn't feel like, and maybe because I work these events so it's slightly different, but this doesn't feel like Usyk Fury, for example. It doesn't feel like that at all. That felt like, oh my god, this is going to happen. Undisputed heavyweight title fight. Remember, this is an undisputed super middleweight title fight. Just feels a bit lacking of something. I can't believe that Max Kellerman is now part of this. And again, for nostalgia, we haven't got a Max Kellerman face-off. How Canelo speaks great English now. How have we got that? Just to kind of give it a bit of spice, cause Canelo with his English, it's like he's only learned the bad words. He does chat a lot of, so I almost felt like we should have done that. Maybe because it's on Netflix, it hasn't got a bit of a push from ESPN. Obviously there's no Dawn stuff. Obviously, cause Dawn are not covering it. I feel like it's lacking something. And maybe because both of them don't trash talk either. Cause when I think of the biggest fights of the last sort of 15, 20 years, you've always had one side of the fight, or one side is a big trash talker in some instances too. The biggest fights again, Usyk Fury, Fury was happy to do all the trash talking. Sold it. Event went massive. Mayweather Pacquiao. Mayweather is happy to do all that, right? Mayweather McGregor. Hence why that went just colossal, cause you got two of the biggest trash talkers ever doing it. This time Canelo ain't saying anything. Crawford ain't saying anything. Feels a bit flat. Feels a little bit flat. Promoters have done everything possible to elevate Crawford vs. Canelo into a cultural spectacle by branding it as the biggest fight of the century. They have tapped into the global boxing audience, creating excitement beyond the sport's traditional fan base. The involvement of Netflix has further amplified the hype, offering unprecedented coverage, behind-scenes footage, and access that makes the event feel larger than life. With documentaries, interviews, and press conferences strategically marketed, the fight has reached households that may not ordinarily follow boxing. This promotional approach blurs the line between sports and entertainment, building anticipation that rivals